There's been some favorites of mine.
Okay.
And I feel like every time I'm like, oh, can't be beat. Like even the first one.
Yeah.
When Shane West did, I'm like, man, I don't know if that's going to be beat.
He crushed it.
The voiceover in that one was unbelievable. And then the Tim McGraw. And then, everyone really in between. And then you get to this one. And in college football now, like this is a big thing. Like when you put stuff like this out there, some people might say, how's this really matter to the football program? In 2020, all this stuff matters to your football program and what builds it up. Mike Leach, which we'll talk about at some point, on Twitter, you saw, GIFs of Pirates and Pirates of the Caribbean from their athletic director. It gets the fan base kind of going and juiced up for whatever you're trying to sell.
It connects everything. It connects fans. It connects players, recruits, kids from other schools. Last night, I typically don't do this, but last night, because I knew that was a special video, I was searching to see who all had quote tweeted it and liked it and retweeted it and all that stuff. A lot of current football players at other schools, Georgia, Boston College, I was about to say Clemson, not Clemson. Some kids from schools all across the country had engaged with this video and talked about it. And that's the power of what Will does with those videos and Derek kind of spearheading the whole thing is, one, it's easy to access. Two, it's different. There's hype videos out there, certainly for a lot of programs, but the style that Will does, getting the music, the way that he goes the extra mile to reach out to the musical artists to get them involved, Derek lining up an Avenger, come on. How much better does it get than that?
Straight up Avenger.
Yeah, so from New Orleans too. So it's really cool and it's fun to be a very, very small part of that. But it connects everything. It is necessary. I think you have to have that arm of your program that is connecting and is doing something different because it distinguishes you. The good thing is, and we've gotten a lot of credit for it this year, and we're all very appreciative of it. But the team is 14-0. Like if they were 0-14, we probably wouldn't have as good of hype videos. But they're 14. I guess 0-14 is not an actual record you could have.
It's not, but I was going to go with it.
But
unless you're the Browns.
True. We don't want to talk about that though. But I think it's one of those things where the team's success has driven all that. It's just a good arm of the team to have. Just like you need other aspects of it to have that kind of media outreach, I think is beneficial.
And I think the chemistry of the entire program, and I'm talking trainers, equipment managers, social media, I'm talking about digital media, graphics, SIDs, everybody has been in lockstep this entire season. And when I do interviews, people ask me, what's the biggest thing that you can point to for the success? And I say that. I say it's not just the players and coaches. Now, obviously, Joe Brady and Steve Ensminger and everybody how that's worked out, they put their egos to the side. And that chemistry, outstanding. The players, Clyde and Joe, the rapport that they have between each other, right? And they can look at each other and know what the other one wants them to do. You got to have that to win championships. But I think it's just everybody working for the common goal. It's been really impressive just kind of watching from the outside.
Yeah, I think we picked up on that before the season, too. I don't think that's necessarily a product of the winning. I think that's a product of the culture that Coach O and Scott Woodward have set where everyone's got to pull the rope. Everyone's got to do their job. And when that happens, it gets contagious. I know it is for me. I know it is for you when you're over there, too. Like I'll be in the office doing something, and I'll see something that Matt Tornquist does or that Emily Dixon does or that Lindsey Thompson does. And I'm like, man, that was so good. Like I have to do something better than I was planning to do. Like this story I was planning to write is not good enough. I have to make it better.
Do you ever ball it up and just throw it in the trash?
Yeah, I do most everything like on like the Notes app or Word doc.
Okay, I'm a little bit older than you, Cody. So just let me live a little bit.
I'm a tree guy. I want to save the trees, so I don't print out my stuff. But metaphorically, yes, like I hit that delete button, which kind of is like the. It looks like a trash can, so it's kind of like throwing something in a trash can.
Fair enough.
But everyone over there does such good work, and that's not just in the media side. It's you go over to Jack Marucci's office or Shelly Molinick's office, and they're in there early, and they're staying there late, and they're pouring their heart into what they're doing. And you see Jack Marucci, this is in the fall before things started, and I see him tracking receivers' eye motions on a computer, and he's got all these data points. And I'm like, this guy is grinding just to give LSU that one little marginal benefit,
When was that? Was that the summertime, like right before the season? Because I walked into the indoor, and he had the receivers had just these gadgets on their head, and he's literally seeing which eye's more dominant, which one they catch better with, and he tells the coaches, and the coaches actually take the info and listen to it, and they'll line a guy up depending on what his strength and his weakness is. That to me is next level.
Yeah, so that touches on a couple things. One, plug alert. I did a story on that, Summer of 10,000 Catches, which you can read at LSU Sports. And if you Google that, it'll probably pop up. But that was right. You walked in the summer when they were actually doing the tracking. I walked in right before fall camp because Jack was still over at the old training facility.
Or Broussard.
Over at Broussard in the stadium. And I walked in to ask him. I think I was doing a story on the opening of football ops. And I walk in. He's sitting with this guy. They're doing eye tracking technology. And I just see a computer screen with all these little red dots. And it's clearly from like a camera that's on a receiver's head. And a ball's flying at him. And I'm like, what is going on here? Like, what's happening? But the culture that touches on is, one, the hard work that everyone in the program puts in, from the student video guy, Will Stout,
right,
all the way up to the very top. And then the other part is that everyone's pulling their weight and nobody feels like they're above anybody else in terms of, that information you're trying to give me is not valuable. Like, everyone is willing to listen. Steve Ensminger's willing to listen to Joe Brady's ideas. They're willing to listen to the analysts. They're willing to listen to just about anybody that's got some input. And that's because I think Coach O does that. Coach O goes to Jack Marucci every day. He goes to Tommy Moffitt.
Right.
He has people that he trusts, and he hires people that he trusts, and then he takes their information and uses it when it's the right call to make. So it's program wide. It started before the season. It's not a product of the winning. It's what's caused the winning, in my opinion, and it's been why LSU is where they are.
And the hype videos aren't done just yet.
No, more hype videos coming. I think we have. I don't know if this part's been announced, so this is a special for your listeners and viewers. I think we're doing one on Saturday and then one more on Monday. And the titles we've released on LSU Football Twitter, I'm trying to remember the title of the second one. I know the third one is Rock Bottom. I'm trying to remember the title of the second one. I wrote it. I should be able to remember it, but I can't right now. It's slipping my mind. But 2 more hype videos, which is kind of mind-blowing in itself. When I wrote the one that Will did yesterday, I was like, all right, no more hype videos. Like, this is a weird feeling. There's like, hey, you got 2 more to write. Let's go. Write 2 more. And I was like, oh, I guess Will has to make 1 more, and Matt Tornquist is going to make 1 more. But, hey, the team is putting the effort. They deserve it, so we'll give it to them.
And after the win, we need to have like an ultimate, just like combination of voices, video, music, just a mashup.
Okay, so now you're trying to put more work on my plate here. Which,
dude, basketball can wait. I know you're itching to get to the basketball team. They had a nice road win. We talked about it for 10 minutes. People were like, hey, the football team's playing for Natty. I'm like, yes, but it was a big SEC win, won the avenge from last year. So we'll get you to basketball sooner or later.
Well, here's the plan. So all week I've been planning on how can I get my work done as quickly as possible after the game so that if LSU does win, and that's an if, we don't know yet, if they do win, I want to be done with my work as fast as possible so that I can get to Bourbon Street and I can get to all the hangouts, let's call them hangouts, after the game and enjoy that. So there's going to be a couple of days where someone might assign me work. I just don't know how well I'll be able to get it done for, let's call it extenuating circumstances. Yeah. Maybe I have to take a sick day or something. But by the end of the week, if LSU wins, I'll be ready to drop something else.
Yeah, Gordon Linden Rush, if you're listening to this show or watching on CST, by the way, we are on Cox Sports Television today, so glad to be on CST. We are obviously CST family here on Hang with Hester. But Gordy, if you're listening, I've got some days that I've built up to take off. Cody and I are both taking those days. We might just be hanging out watching soccer, but it's going to happen. Yeah,
Arsenal's actually enjoyable to watch. By the way, text from a listener, one Brandon Barrio, the title of the second video is Finish. That's
okay.
So we have Finish and we have Rock Bottom.
We actually both should have known this. You wrote it and I helped get the voice for the video, so we probably both should have known this.
We should have. But we've got our attention is divided right now. We're really focused on the football game at this point. I think people will forgive us for that.